About a year ago, On the Red Dot did a series about how food brings people together. But ironically, some people in the comments started arguing about the origins of the dishes featured. As a chef, I'm fascinated with the origins of dishes and how they've evolved through time, especially dishes that Singaporeans and Malaysians both lay claims over. So, I'm starting with what some consider Singapore's national dish, chili crab. I mean, it's practically a must-eat dish when you visit Singapore.
For today's video, ay kakain tayo ng famous Singaporean chili crab.
And this is how you make the best Singapore chili crab.
This is the famous Singapore chili crab.
See? Singaporean.
Okay, hold up. Why is there even a food fight about chili crab in the first place? As far as I can tell, this entire kerfuffle began in 2009, when then Malaysian Tourism Minister Dr. Ng Yen Yen was launching the Malaysia International Gourmet Festival. And she said, we cannot continue to allow other countries to hijack our food. Chili crab is Malaysian. Hi, I'm Ming Tan, chef and culinary consultant, and in this series, I'm getting to the bottom of food fights.
I've always known chili crab to be Singapore's national dish. In fact, some call it the king of all crab dishes. My foreign friends request for it as one of the must-haves when they're in town. So, did Singapore really take over a Malaysian dish? I'm going to pick through the shells to get to the meat of the matter. Where is chili crab from? This is a Michelin-starred dish. Underneath the ulam raja flowers and leaves and the layers of sauce is a dollop of ice cream.
This ice cream dish is savory, refined, elevated, but undoubtedly chili crab.
It is, right? It is 100% chili crab.
This is the famous chili crab ice cream made by my good friend LG Han.
Why was it important to you to put chili crab on your menu?
It's very important because as a local boy cooking local food in a very different style and trying to champion Singaporean cuisine beyond our borders, you can't ignore chili crab. It is our national dish.
Now, chili crab, right? I'm focused on this dish because I'm on a bit of a journey. I'm here to find out and to answer the question once and for all. Does chili crab come from Singapore or Malaysia?
It's a dangerous journey you're on, my friend.
Do you think chili crab is Singaporean or Malaysian?
I think it's Singaporean. I think it's Singaporean. We don't have a lot of dishes that are uniquely Singaporean, and chili crab is one of those dishes that really, you ask anyone around the world what they want to eat when it comes to Singapore, and chili crab is always the first thing they'll say. Chili crab was invented in Singapore in the 1950s by Madame Cher, and that legacy lives on as part of Roland Restaurant. And that very first iteration of the chili crab was not really what we see right now.
So it seems, okay, confirmed, Madame Cher's Place and Roland Restaurant is a starting point. But I think this is gonna inflame a lot of people, so wish me luck.
I wish you all the best. I hope you can cross the causeway safely.
So with LG's advice, I figured I should start right at the beginning. Now, most popular accounts say Madame Cher Tian created what we now know as chili crab in 1956. If you grew up in the East a few decades ago, you might remember the old Palm Beach restaurant along East Coast Park. That was run by Madame Cher and her husband.
This is where it became really famous.
Right here.
Right here. This used to be Palm Beach seafood.
Popular food blogger Leslie Tay was one of the first persons to interview her when Malaysia staked its claim on her dish.
So help me understand, right? Back in the day, this location was prior to the
Reclaim, yeah. This is East Coast Road, really was a coastal road. Was by the beach. And then people used to just drive up here, park anywhere around here, go into the, it used to be a shack, right? Zinc roof, just tarps and everything. Just really rows and rows of benches. People just sit down and eat chili crab. The original chili crab didn't have any eggs in it. It was a simpler dish. If you really want to taste the original chili crab, it's right here.
All right, original dish, original location. We're gonna try this out now. All right, so I don't see much egg here. In fact, I don't see any egg. The sauce is also quite flowy.
Because you don't have the egg to thicken it, so it's not as thick. The original intent was not for the sauce to overpower the crab. You want to be able to taste the original flavor of the crab.
Look at this roll.
Yeah. Okay, so the original version has blue swimmer crabs rather than mud crab,
So when Malaysia made a statement a while back about this being a Malaysian style dish, or a dish that originated from Malaysia, how did you feel about that?
Oh, I was, of course, very adamant, At the time, that's why I wrote my article eventually. I met with Madam Cher and then asked about how chili crab started in Singapore. And we have a story. The story goes that Madam Cher, at that time, was a very young lady. Her husband is a policeman, right? And they used to live in a little atap house along Bedok Road. And he would just go to the water and he would just grab, catch some crabs, bring it home. They'll just steam it. So then after a while, the husband got so tired of eating just plain steamed crab. He said, hey, why don't you do something to it? And that's when she added the chili sauce and the tomato ketchup and then stir-fried it and made it into a very basic version of the popular chili crab nowadays.
Did you have a chance to ask Madam Cher how she felt about this statement that Malaysia made?
Oh, when she heard it, she was like, how can they say that? How can they say that? I was the one who created it. She was very upset. In her mind, she really just created it. I think we have to attribute it to Madam Cher. So you can't take that away from her.
So the beginning of chili crab, starting with Madam Cher, is now widely accepted as the origin of the dish here in Singapore. Case closed, right? Except the ingredients here, tomato ketchup, chili, and crab, have existed in this region for a long time. Could someone else have combined these ingredients together before Madam Cher?
Well, I guess this means a trip to Malaysia. In my pursuit of uncovering the origins of chili crab, I made a trip to Malaysia. And to find crabs, you have to go to the sea. Welcome to Langkawi. This place is known as a tourist destination, but the area around the island has traditionally been dotted with fishing villages. The Orang Laut, or the people of the sea, inhabited the island hundreds of years ago. They caught fish and they caught crabs. Just about every restaurant in Langkawi is a seafood restaurant. But I'm visiting one of the oldest here. Weng Feng Seafood. It was first established in the 1920s as a coffee shop.
Hello, Kelly.
Hi, Ming.
Hello, thank you for having me at Weng Feng Restaurant.
Welcome.
So, 你们是几时开始卖海鲜？
差不多在1958年左右吧。
OK， so 我对 chili crab 呢有很大的一个兴趣啦。OK， 我想知道 chili crab 是从哪里来的？
就是以前妈妈的时代的时候就已经开始流传下来了的。
这道菜给 chili crab， 他没有跟你讲嘛，是从哪里来的？
哦，对，是 这个酱料是我的爸爸和我妈妈他们一起就是研究出来的。
没有其他任何的餐馆在这段时间卖 chili crab 对吗？
没有。
没有。所以你知道我们新加坡人喜欢吃的辣椒螃蟹，跟你们煮的辣椒螃蟹蛮相同的。
对。
马来西亚人还是新加坡人跟你讲？
马来西亚人跟我讲的。
真的？
对，马来西亚跟我讲好像新加坡的 chili crab 这样的。
So 问你 ，OK， 你觉得这个 chili crab 是从哪里来的？是马来西亚的还是新加坡的？
我觉得应该是我们这边来的吧。
Okay, she said it.
Kelly's husband, Mr. Ong, is the chef who learned how to cook this chili crab dish from his mother. According to Mr. Ong, his mother started selling this dish probably before 1958.
So 这个辣椒是你的盐巴是你自己做的哦？
对对对，
OK， 可以跟我们讲大概里面有什么东西吗？
有辣椒咯，
不只是有辣椒，对吗？
这个不能讲啊，
不能讲。OK， 这是你自己煮的辣椒 ，special 辣椒啦。
我们以前是用chili kampung 嘛
，chili kampung
啊，现在又不一样了，现在全部进口的了。
As I'm watching this cooked by Mr. Ong, I'm realizing a whole bunch of differences in the way this is put together versus the chili crab that I know of. The sauce, the chili sauce started off quite watery and gentle and it simmered down and thickened on its own. Whereas the version that I'm familiar with is generally thicker with a bit more cornstarch, with egg also inside. This is a more refined version of the flavors that I'm familiar with. So 你觉得这道菜呢，有没有受过本地人的影响？
应该没有了。马来人通常他们的煮法跟我们不一样，
煮法不一样，
他们用的材料也不大一样哦。
他们也是会吃螃蟹的，对吗？
会吃
螃蟹的。
会吃。
OK， 把煮法不一样，所以应该是没有受到什么影响。
没有什么影响。
所以说这个还是我们的独家秘方啦。
In Langkawi, Wong Fung equals chili crab. Oldest seafood restaurant on the island. They've been serving chili crab since 1958, possibly before that. Right? This means this dish has existed for a very, very long time.
But 2 years prior in 1956, Madam Cher Tian was already cooking and selling chili crabs in Singapore. So it appears we may have a case of parallel evolution. But even before Wong Fung started selling crabs, the Malay fishermen in Langkawi and along the coast of the Malay Peninsula were already living off the sea. And it was common for them to catch and eat their own seafood, including crabs. And the question is, how did they cook their crabs? And did it involve chili? To help me pursue this lead, I reached out to Chef Rosma Ibrahim, a MasterChef Malaysia contestant whose family has been cooking a chili crab dish called ketam balado for generations. She invited me to join her in her hometown, south of Kuala Lumpur, to learn more about this culinary tradition firsthand.
Chef Rosma, where are we going today?
We are going to Pedas or Podah in Negeri Sembilan because I want to cook for you.
Chef Rosma is of Minangkabau descent, a community whose roots can be traced back to central Sumatra. Her ancestors migrated to the Malay Peninsula in the 12th century, bringing with them a rich culinary tradition and cultural heritage that continues to influence and inspire chefs like Rosma to this day. Could the origins of our chili crab be traced back to an ancient ketam balado recipe?
Assalamualaikum Zamira. We are here to use your kitchen. Hi Chef. Welcome to Zamira Dapur Kayu.
This kitchen maintains the traditional Minangkabau way of cooking over wood fires using copper woks. a practice that has been handed down through generations.
I see you've added the lemongrass in there.
Yeah.
So what kind of characteristics does Minangkabau food have?
Spicy with chili.
This is the green chili.
Yeah, this is the green and the red chili.
Green and red
api.
chili, okay.
Yeah.
Balado is a hot spice mixture unique to Minangkabau cuisine.
Crab.
It is eaten with all kinds of protein, including crabs.
You can smell it now. Nowadays, they want to add the sauce slightly cohesive to the crab.
I
But
see.
the olden days, we don't have that. So we don't put any sauce or anything, but we might put some water afterward.
Do you believe that this dish has influenced chili crab that we eat today?
Yes, of course. Because it started from this simple, easy recipe, and then they fusion it with sauce or tauchu or whatever they want to put.
That means this has to be the oldest version.
This is the oldest version. Definitely. I believe this definitely.
She believes.
Because when I've eaten it when I was very young.
I wonder if we're done because that's starting to smell nice
done.
and sweet already.
It's done, my dear.
This is it, guys. This is chili and crab in its purest form. So I've had the pleasure of trying this Minangkabau style chili crab dish here in Pedas. It's a little bit different from the chili crab dishes that I'm familiar with in that it's drier. It is, however, one of the oldest chili crab dishes we've come across. Trying to ascertain when chili was first added to crabs in a recipe is a fool's errand. Chef Rosma's Ketam Balado and Wong Feng's famous chili crab recipe were passed down for generations within families. Origin point, uncertain. But it is the version that I grew up eating, Singapore chili crab, that has gained probably the most recognition internationally.
This more popular version of Singapore chili crab is actually a modified version of Madam Cher's original recipe. After tasting her chili crab, Chef Hui Kok Wah decided to give it his own twist in 1963 by cooking the crabs in
以前人家广东菜的想汤的海那我们就利用这种上它来，先给它煮到那个汤先有那个熟的味道，鲜甜的味道，不要先把辣椒煮香先，把辣椒先煮，它就那个鲜味就给它脱掉了。
熟了，
放下熟了就放辣椒上面，再煮一下。
He also added eggs.
整粒蛋还是只有蛋黄而已？
蛋黄跟鸡蛋。
整粒啊。Wow, look at this. This is chili crab, Singapore style, the way we love it. And we're gonna try this. 为什么开始煮这道菜呢？
因为我自己出来开一个小的餐馆，在1963年出来开的小的。
什么名啊？
这个叫龙凤，就是在那个丹雍巴嘎那个金华戏院楼下。开始1963年开始，4月8号开始做。那个时候开始做的一定要想几道菜出来吧。
刚开始的时候，你创造这道辣椒螃蟹的时候，为什么？
我有放。
为什么下蛋？
因为我看放一点蛋下去好像好看一点。比较好像那个蛋花一点，比较那个字好像漂亮一点。
比较美。
因为我们做厨师的要是香味嘛。
看起来也是要美啦。
This version of chili crab is not only popular in Singapore, it is now being sold at America's first Singaporean hawker center, the Urban Hawker in New York. The 14,000 square foot food hall was opened by former Culinary Ambassador for Singapore, KF Sito, in September last year.
This is our version, and our version is known around the world as Singaporean chili crab.
Yes. Yes, people will go around asking for Singapore chili crab. When you say those words, when a Singaporean or people who have been to Singapore say those words, Singapore chili crab, the visual comes to mind. Chili crab is an icon. There are many versions of chili crab around the world, but this is our version. This one is the most famous one.
I've spent a fair amount of time traveling up north to find versions of chili crab that have history and could potentially have predated our own chili crab stories. Some came close, but they were actually very different dishes.
We can go into semantics lah. They use the Malaysian mud crab, but we use Sri Lanka crabs. Oh man, very expensive in Malaysia. You know, these kind of things creep in. Somebody said, "Oh, we got ginger in there, or we got whatever." Yeah, you can go on and on and on and on. But this is our version. That's it.
This is our version.
Oh man.
As a chef, I'm inspired by Singapore's chili crab heritage and global culinary influence whenever I cook this iconic dish. Its evolution from a humble street food item to a culinary masterpiece is a testament to the dedication and expertise of generations of chefs.
Doesn't that look sexy? This is my version of chili crab, the version I grew up eating. It's aromatic, it's full of texture, it's got egg stirred through it. Like the claws on a crab, this version has a vice-like grip on my memory. And a whole generation of Singaporeans have grown up eating this, understanding this to be our chili crab. If you have other versions, so be it. This one is mine.